Another beautiful day out here, but today we're going to show you how and why we chop and drop. Okay, chop and drop. You've heard it said, maybe, or maybe you haven't. Today we're going to talk about exactly how we go about it. Just so you know, we got an apple that's kind of nestled up in here. That's it right there, the one that's raining on me. It rained quite a bit last night. And in the past, you've heard me talk about the two volunteer black locusts that are coming up out of there. We got one here and one over there. And as you can see, this shirt never mattered so much as it does today. These black locusts and other junk trees like them are nitrogen fixers, meaning that they take atmospheric nitrogen, put it down in the little nodules in the soil that can benefit our beneficial tree. And back a while ago, we discussed how this tree, which came in about this tall, this apple tree came in about this tall, and if you look at it now, it's every bit of 8 feet. And look at all the other trees that we planted down here that didn't have the benefit of a nitrogen fixer in such close proximity, and my goodness, it just outperformed it. But now we're to that time of year where we want to either pollard, which means we're going to chop it up high, or we're going to coppice, which means we chop it down low. And what we're going to do with that. So here we are. And when you do this thing, folks, you want to make sure that your rainfall is higher than your evaporation typically. But it doesn't really matter with these trees because they will come back. They're like the Freddy Krueger of the tree world. No matter how many times you cut them, they're going to come back. So I got to first determine whether or not I want to pollard or coppice. In this case here, I'm going to coppice. That means I'm going to bring them down low. All right, so here's our first candidate. And of course, it's like every other black locust, it's nice and thorny. So we're going to chop it out right here, and we're going to lay it off to the side for now. So we get our loppers down here, maybe about right there. It's not that critical. Cut it. There's one down, and we're going to chop it. Another one down. Okay, so we chose to coppice as opposed to pollarding. Now, let me tell you why you would do it differently. Now, you would provide something of an umbrella if I decided to pollard for a tree that needed, let's say, the protection from maybe a slight little bit of wind, but primarily because of the sun. Let's say it's not going to do as well and you want to protect it. It's not an issue with this, and it's not an issue in this area. Now, strategically, throughout this whole area, we have comfrey. And we have comfrey every and anywhere it will grow for a whole bunch of reasons, just like we have the black locust. And what we could do with this, now, right now, as I'm speaking, Michelle's over there taking up leaves and giving it to the chickens. She'll give it to the sheep, give it to the pigs. We give it to everything because it is a magnificent bioaccumulator, meaning it takes all this stuff in the soil, just like the black locust, and we can use it to our benefit. And I'm going to show you how we go about doing that. So we got 3 of them here, and this is just one of many methods you could use. We could leave it right where it is. But let's say you don't have what we currently have, which is a mulch ring out here. I can take this stuff, harvest it. You could use a rice knife. You could use, one of these knives I got right here. So let's talk about the next step. I'm going to chop up the black locust, and then we're going to create something of a mulch ring around this. Okay, so comfrey's been harvested, put over here. Black locust has been harvested, put over here. We can do future videos about all the wonderful things we do with all this stuff, but today we're focusing on why we do what we do in such close proximity to our beneficial trees. And as far as pruning on this, that's another video in the future as well. We'll let fall get further in the tooth. So there's something of a mulch ring down here from the I think it came from the brooder when the chickens were there. It's all good. We're just going to cover that up. And you could just continuously do that, but if you leave everything in close proximity, it makes making a mulch ring for your productive trees so much simpler and much, much better. So it's really this simple, folks. And I got my gloves on because it matters. Yeah, it definitely matters when you got a thorny black locust like that. So we're not going to really get all that fancy. We're going to put a little bit down there, put a little bit down there, and that's your black locust. And all we're going to do, it doesn't have to be fancy. We're just going to throw some comfrey leaves down, And then I got some of the thicker ones. I probably should have put these down first, but it really doesn't matter. So we'll take some of these thick ones, we'll go the other way. And we'll put a little more comfrey down on this side, some on that side. Like I said, nothing fancy. Then we'll do it again. I don't know, maybe you want to go sideways like this. That's cool too. So we're going to put this down. Add more comfrey. Here we are, pulling it away from the base a little bit. And look at that. Just like that. A beautiful, beautiful mulch ring. And everything you needed to source it was right here in extremely close proximity to your productive tree. And that's exactly what you want, folks. Okay, also, remember, when you pull this mulch away, you want to make sure you don't have it right up against the trunk like I see everywhere in town around here. It's going to create problems, and it's going to create, your roots are going to get high, and you're going to strangle your tree. Whole bunch of other reasons. But even further, I want to make absolutely sure that my graft union, which is where the rootstock was connected to this, I want to make sure that's uncovered. Otherwise, it's going to start sprouting out from below itself. Now, what's going to happen this stuff is going to break down. And in time, in the spring, these black locusts that are still in here, guess what? They're going to start sprouting. They're going to, every single direction you can possibly imagine. And then we'll repeat the process again. The comfrey, it's going to come out. Beautiful, beautiful, elegant, easy system that anybody can do. So, I hope this helps. And folks, now you know why black locusts matter. So until next time, this is Billy, the Permaculture Pimp Daddy, where PIMP stands for permaculture is my passion. And this is the reason why. We'll see you next time.